Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important hook for Angular component, that is afterNextRender. Okay, so this hook is introduced after Angular 17. So you might have seen only those hooks method that we have discussed so far, but no, there are other hook method also like afterNextRender and afterRender. Next render. Okay, so we will discuss each and everything, but in this particular session we are mainly going to discuss about the afterNextRender. So we will discuss what is this function, when it is invoked, what are those circumstances and conditions where this function will be invoked. Okay, but before we proceed further, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to use afterNextRender function. Now to demonstrate this thing, we need one student component and one app component. So app component always comes by default, and I have created this student component. If you don't know how to create student component, don't worry, I'll tell you. So here you can see there is one terminal option, so you can simply go here on new terminal. From here you can run the command, that is ngGC and then the component name. So for example, my component name is student, so what I can do, I can put it like this, ngGC student. Okay, but in my case I have already created the component, that's why I'm not creating it again. But in case if your component is not created, you can create it. Okay, fine. Now next thing, like once your component is created, what you can do, you can connect it with your app component or child component. It means you can connect both component with each other. So for that, what you need to do, you can go to the student.component.ts. From here you can simply copy this selector, which is app student. Okay, so just simply copy this thing. So here I'll copy it. Now go to app.component.ts file. Here firstly we need to register this component before using it. So this is the component name, so you can simply put it in imports student component, and it will automatically add this thing for your line. Okay, so once it is registered, then you can simply go to app.component.html file, where you can use this tag as a tag like this. Okay, in my case I have already added it, and I am also sending some information from here, so that I'll tell you, but for now I'm just telling you how to connect your student component with app component. Okay, now let's discuss the definition first, and then as per the requirement we will modify the code. So the definition is very simple and straightforward, which shows afterNextRender is a function that lets you run some code after Angular has finished showing all the latest changes on the screen. Okay, but only one time after the next render. So this is the important line, means this function is invoked only when Angular is done with showing all the latest changes on the screen, but this function will run only one time. Okay, now I'll show you another thing. Suppose there is a screen on which we are showing some different things, right? Like a button and some of the content. So those things will be shown once on a student component, and once it is rendered means once the thing is displayed, populated, then it will invoke the function. So here, to demonstrate this thing in a simple way, what we will do, in app.component.html file we will create one button just to change the title. Okay, so here in this button you can see I am calling this function change title, and this is the description. So what will happen, once this screen is rendered on the screen, it will call the function that is it will call the function that is afterNextRender. Okay, but only one time. Even if I change the title with this button, it will not call it. That's why I'm just showing you this function, that it is not impacting even if it is changing the value. Okay, now to send this value, what we are doing, like we are calling this change title function, which is declared in this app.component.ts. Here I have declared one variable which is change title, and title is already there, which shows my first project. and there is a function where we are changing the change title to test. Okay, so this is my test. Fine. Now this thing change title we are sending to student component using this tag. Okay, so this thing, as I mentioned, like once you have connected, let me remove it for now. So we usually connect like this. After that we have added this thing which will help us to send this change title value to in the form of title from parent to student component. So let's go to student component and accept the values. So here we will go student.component.ts file. In this TS file we are using this input tag, where this input decorator, not tag, input decorator. So this input decorator will hold the value which is sent by the parent component, and then we are using this function that is afterNextRender. Remember one thing, this new hook or this function is declared inside only a constructor or ngOnInit. So here I'm using it inside a constructor. So what it will do, after next render is performed, it will simply print the message after next render is called. Okay, and whatever the value we are receiving inside this title from parent, we are printing it here. So you can see title received from parent. Clear? So let's see how it will work in practical example. So here I'll go for new terminal where I will run the application using ngserve-open. So I will write ngserve -open and enter. It will take few seconds and then it will open our browser. So on that browser we will see how it is working. Okay, so yeah, browser is open. Now here you can see let me close this first. Okay, so here you can see Angular by texture method is printed, change title button is coming, student works is printed which is coming from student component, and title received is blank for now. But at that time, if you check the inspect element, and here like you can see console, the message is already printed after next render is called. Why? Because this function is invoked once UI is displayed, or you can say once everything is rendered on the screen. Now if I show you, if I tell you an example that we are referring from a very long time, like for all example we discussed about the student and teacher example, right? So just related with that example, suppose every student is present in the classroom, they have put their equipments on the table. So now what teacher will do, teacher as a Angular will verify that yes, everything is rendered, means everything is ready for the class, right? So what teacher can do, they can simply close the door of classroom so that they can start the study and they can discuss whatever they have in their plan. So that extra effort is done with the help of after next render. Okay, and whatever thing is whatever thing is rendered on the screen is considered as student that are ready with their equipments on the table. Okay, so once these all things are rendered, at that time only this function is called. And the good thing is here is, like if you click on this button, it will change the value, but you can see this message is not repeated. That means it runs only one time. So this is the interview question. Sometime you might be asked with this question, like how many times it will call. So you can just simply say it will be called only one time, not every time. Clear? So this is the advantage, or you can say sometime it is considered as a disadvantages also, and that's why like there is another function that is used to render to verify the things after every render. Okay, so I think now overall it is clear like how this function is called, what thing, and the reason behind this change functionality is just to show you that it is working only one time, not every time. And that's why like I have clicked on this button. So once you clicked on this button, it will call the function which is after next render, and only one time, but not, sorry, it will be not called. Okay, let me clear it again. After next render is called only one time once these all things are rendered on a screen. But when we click on this change title button, it will not be called. Why? Because after next render is called only one time. Clear? So yeah, That's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.